The story begins in a massive, high-tech conference room aboard an alien warship, floating in the depths of space. This is the headquarters of the Galactic Council, a coalition of technologically advanced alien species who rule over countless planets in the galaxy. Their ships, built from materials unknown to humanity, hum with the energy of sophisticated systems far beyond human understanding. The room is filled with leaders from various alien races, all gathered for one purpose, to discuss the problem that is humanity. The aliens, a mix of insectoid, reptilian, and mechanical species, look down upon Earth with disdain. Earth has always been viewed as insignificant. Its technology is primitive, they say, and its people, soft and unremarkable, have no place in the larger galactic order. The alien leaders laugh at the humans' attempts to reach the stars, their feeble missions to distant planets seen as nothing more than childish fantasies. The meeting is tense with a mixture of arrogance and contempt as the Supreme Commander Zareth, the leader of the Council and a towering, cold-eyed AI overlord, addresses the room. He sneers at Earth's recent technological advances, dismissing humanity as a race that should be ignored, if not eradicated. His voice resonates throughout the room, chilling and emotionless. "We have watched these humans struggle for centuries," Zareth says. "Their primitive ships, their weak efforts to explore the stars, they are no threat to us. Let them play in their sandbox, but they will never become more than a nuisance." The other council members agree, some even chuckling. They speak of how Earth's spacefaring attempts are laughable, unworthy of further attention. One alien leader, a tall, serpentine being with glowing eyes, remarks, "They think they can challenge us, but their highest technology is still centuries behind ours. The humans have no place in their grand galactic vision. They are considered too backward, too frail to be seen as anything but pests." The council members discuss their plans to maintain control over the galaxy, ensuring that Earth's presence is never felt. They plan to send monitoring fleets to watch Earth, ensuring that any attempt at human growth is crushed before it becomes a problem. Unbeknownst to the aliens, Earth has a secret that will change everything. Over the past few decades, a group of Earth's brightest minds has been working on a hidden project, far from the eyes of the Galactic Council. This project, kept under wraps by Earth's top leaders, is something Earth's governments have kept hidden from the rest of the galaxy. It is Earth's answer to the alien threat, the first stage of a Dyson swarm. A Dyson swarm is a futuristic energy harvesting structure built around a star, capturing its energy and using it to power entire civilizations. Humanity has long dreamed of harnessing the power of the stars. While the Council ridicules Earth's weak attempts, they have no idea that the humans are already building an energy infrastructure capable of dwarfing the capabilities of any alien technology. The swarm is a vast network of satellites that, once activated, can supply unimaginable energy to power anything humanity needs, defense systems, space travel, weapons, and more. The aliens laugh at the notion that Earth could have built something like this. They have no idea that it is already in place, carefully hidden behind the farthest reaches of Earth's space defenses, waiting for the right moment to be revealed. Captain Aiden Carter, a brilliant strategist and the leader of Earth's covert space program, watches from the shadows, knowing the time is near. His team, a small but elite group of scientists and engineers, have worked tirelessly on this project, knowing that humanity's survival depends on it. But they have kept it secret, biding their time for the right moment. Captain Aiden Carter, a tall, rugged man in his early 30s, sits alone in a small, dimly lit command center deep underground on Earth's moon base. His mind is sharp, his face tense, as he watches the Alien Council's meeting unfold on a holographic display. Aiden has always believed in the strength of humanity. He's fought for years to make sure Earth would never be caught off guard, and he knows that the aliens' mockery is about to turn into something else. Beside him, the control room is quiet, save for the hum of machines and the faint clicks of keys as his team works around him. They've spent countless hours making sure the Dyson swarm is prepared, ensuring its activation will take the aliens completely by surprise. But Aiden knows the risks, if the aliens find out about this too early, it could trigger a preemptive strike that could destroy Earth before the Dyson swarm can even power up. The tension is thick as he exchanges glances with his second-in-command, Lieutenant Julia Barron, who has been with him through thick and thin. Julia is a no-nonsense officer with a sharp mind and a calm demeanor, and she's as committed to the success of the Dyson swarm as Aiden. "We're ready, Captain," she says, her voice steady but filled with anticipation. Aiden nods, his eyes fixed on the display. "It's time," he mutters. The Dyson swarm will finally come online. The aliens will see just how wrong they were to dismiss humanity as weak. As the Alien Council continues to scoff and mock humanity, a sudden explosion ripples through space. The alien warship systems blink and flicker as an unexpected signal sends shockwaves through their communications. They pause mid-laughter, puzzled and confused. Back on Earth, the Dyson swarm begins its activation sequence. Far from the prying eyes of the aliens, the massive structure begins to hum with life. The orbital bombardment starts, catching the alien ships off guard. Without warning, a series of energy pulses fire from Earth, striking one of the alien monitoring ships. The aliens scramble to regain control, but it's too late. The Dyson swarm has begun to reveal its power. A bright flash of energy erupts from the swarm, temporarily blinding the Council's ships. The once derided humans have just launched the beginning of a war they never expected. The energy from the Dyson swarm surges through space, like a shockwave that rattles the very core of the Galactic Council. Aiden's team watches in awe as the Dyson swarm begins to unleash its power, but their victory is short-lived. The initial blast blinds the alien fleet, but the energy spike is too intense. Earth's defense systems are now online, but with the activation of the Dyson swarm, the fight has only just begun. The alien fleet, disoriented but far from defeated, quickly recalibrates and prepares for their counterattack. Earth's position is exposed now, and the Council is furious. They will not let this primitive species go unpunished. Their response will be swift and deadly. As Aiden watches the screen, a cold chill runs down his spine. He knows the aliens will retaliate with everything they have, and Earth must be ready. The Dyson swarm is their best shot at survival, but even that may not be enough against the full force of the Alien Council. He looks over at Lieutenant Barron, who is already working furiously at her console. "Get our fleets ready. We'll need everything we've got." The battle for Earth has only just begun, and there is no turning back. The galaxy had laughed at humanity, dismissing them as weak and primitive. But now, Earth stood as an unstoppable force, revealing a power that none of the alien species in the Galactic Council had ever anticipated. The Dyson swarm, a vast network of satellites orbiting Earth's sun, was more than just a scientific breakthrough. It was humanity's trump card. A revolutionary energy system that had been years in the making and was now ready to change the balance of power in the galaxy. The Dyson swarm wasn't just any energy system. Each satellite was equipped with state-of-the-art technology that could harness the power of the sun, absorbing its energy and converting it into an immense power supply. This energy could fuel entire cities, create powerful weapons, and allow humanity to tap into technologies once thought impossible. Earth had kept this secret hidden from the Galactic Council, knowing that the moment they revealed it, the universe would have no choice but to take notice. The time had come. As the Dyson swarm came online, a surge of energy rippled outward from Earth's sun. The energy was so vast that it reached across space like an invisible wave, extending far beyond the boundaries of Earth's orbit. Alien ships in the vicinity felt the shockwave of power, and their sensors were overloaded by the sheer intensity. For a brief moment, it seemed as if the entire galaxy had been hit by a cosmic shock. Back on Earth, the military was already preparing for the worst. The activation of the Dyson swarm had marked the beginning of the end for the Alien Council's control over the galaxy. The humans were no longer the underdogs they once were. With this energy, they could now fight back, not just to defend Earth, but to make their mark on the galaxy itself. The Alien Council, furious at the sudden power shift, quickly mobilized their forces. Their top warships, led by Zareth, the ruthless AI overlord, moved toward Earth at full speed. Zareth's voice crackled over the communications as his fleet closed in. They have shown their hand, but it will not save them. We will destroy them before they have the chance to use their new toy. Zareth was known for his cold, calculating nature. His ships were powered by advanced AI systems that allowed for near-perfect combat coordination, and his fleet was a terrifying force. But even with his overwhelming technological advantage, Zareth was unaware of how much humanity had changed. As Zareth's fleet approached Earth, they attempted to scan the planet for any signs of advanced military technology. They were expecting to see the same primitive weapons that had once marked humanity's defenses. But to their shock, their scans came back blank. Their sensors couldn't detect the full scale of the Dyson swarm, it was too advanced, too well hidden within the solar system. The aliens had no idea what they were up against. As the first wave of alien warships descended upon Earth, they were immediately met with resistance. The humans were ready. Earth's military fleet scrambled into action, using advanced cloaking devices and deploying automated drones powered by the Dyson swarm's immense energy reserves. These drones were unlike anything the aliens had ever seen. They were fast, efficient, and relentless, each one a tiny but deadly weapon designed to harass and disable the alien fleet. A high-speed battle unfolded in Earth's atmosphere as the alien ships tried to outmaneuver Earth's forces. Their superior technology allowed them to strike fast, but they couldn't match the agility and unpredictability of the human drones. The warships tried to fire their advanced weapons, but the cloaking technology used by Earth's fighters made them nearly impossible to track. The sky above Earth became a battlefield. Explosions echoed through the atmosphere as Earth's drones engaged the alien ships in a high-speed chase. The alien ships were powerful, but they were unprepared for the sheer resilience and determination of humanity. This was no longer a battle of technology, it was a battle of willpower. The aliens, who had once dismissed humanity as weak, were now seeing the true strength of Earth's resolve. Despite the overwhelming odds, humanity wasn't backing down. Captain Aiden Carter, the leader of Earth's covert space program, had long known that Earth's military would face an uphill battle. But he also knew that humanity had something the aliens didn't: courage. The Dyson swarm was Earth's great equalizer, but it was the humans' unyielding spirit that would ultimately win the day. Aiden had been in countless battles, but none like this. As the battle raged on, he led a small strike team on a dangerous mission to disable the alien command ship's communication systems. If they could shut down the command ship's ability to coordinate its fleet, it would create chaos among the aliens and give Earth's forces a chance to strike. Aiden's team was composed of some of the most skilled soldiers on Earth, including Sergeant Bonner, a seasoned veteran who had seen the horrors of war. Bonner was a man of few words, but when the mission was laid out before him, he understood its importance. He was ready to risk everything for Earth's survival. As the strike team made its way to the alien command ship, the intensity of the battle increased. The alien ships were relentless, and the humans had to move quickly. They used advanced cloaking devices to slip past enemy lines, relying on stealth and precision to avoid detection. But even with their technological advantage, the team knew they couldn't afford any mistakes. The mission was going according to plan, but things quickly took a turn for the worse. As Aiden's team reached the alien command ship, they were confronted by a squadron of heavily armed alien soldiers. A fierce battle erupted, and the humans fought with everything they had. They were outnumbered, but their training, bravery, and determination made up for what they lacked in firepower. Sergeant Bonner, ever the reliable soldier, knew what needed to be done. As the team fought to secure the communication array, Bonner noticed that their position was being overrun. The aliens were closing in on them, and it seemed as though their mission would fail. Without hesitation, Bonner made the ultimate sacrifice. He stayed behind to hold off the alien forces, buying the team enough time to complete their mission. As the last of his team members made it to safety, Bonner activated a detonation device, taking out the alien forces that were about to overwhelm them. His death was sudden, and the emotional weight of it hit Aiden hard. Bonner had been more than just a comrade, he had been a friend, a brother in arms. Aiden couldn't shake the image of Bonner's face as he made the ultimate sacrifice for the team and for Earth. But there was no time to mourn. Aiden knew that Bonner's death couldn't be in vain. The team had successfully disabled the alien command ship's communications, causing chaos among the alien fleet. Earth had gained a precious advantage, but the fight was far from over. As Aiden and his team made their way back to Earth, the weight of Bonner's death lingered in the air. Each step they took felt heavier than the last. The humans had won a small victory, but the battle was far from won. The Alien Council would not give up easily, and the coming retaliation would be brutal. But Aiden knew one thing for sure: humanity had just proven that they were no longer the underdogs. They had faced the might of a galaxy-spanning empire, and they had fought back. Earth had shown that it was capable of standing toe-to-toe with the most powerful civilizations in the universe. As Aiden looked up at the stars, he felt a renewed sense of purpose. The fight for humanity's future had just begun, and no matter the cost, he would see it through. The Galactic Council was in shock. They had never imagined that Earth, the so-called primitive species, would ever pose a real threat. The once dismissed humans had just activated the Dyson swarm, and in doing so, they had leveled the playing field in a way no one could have predicted. The Alien Council, led by the cold and calculating Zareth, a ruthless AI overlord, had underestimated humanity's resilience. Now, Earth had proven that they could hold their ground. But Zareth and his allies were not easily deterred. For centuries, the Galactic Empire had ruled with an iron fist, and they would not let a backwater planet challenge their supremacy. They were used to dominating the galaxy and were not about to let humanity's sudden rise shake their position of power. The aliens, accustomed to swift and total victories, found themselves stunned by humanity's unexpected strength, but their shock quickly turned to fury. The decision was made. Zareth ordered an all-out assault on Earth. Their first target, the Dyson swarm. The Dyson swarm was humanity's ultimate weapon, a massive array of energy-harvesting satellites that could power anything the humans needed. The alien fleet, vast and imposing, began to mobilize, sending hundreds of ships equipped with advanced AI-controlled war machines, each more deadly than the last. As the alien armada prepared to strike, Zaretha's voice echoed through the vast halls of the alien command ship: "We will crush this insignificant species. They think they have power, but they are nothing compared to us. Prepare for the destruction of their world." The aliens had underestimated humanity's ability to defend themselves, but they would soon learn that the human will was far stronger than any weapon. The battle for Earth had begun in earnest. The alien fleet, a collection of warships and drones controlled by artificial intelligence, moved toward the Dyson swarm, intent on destroying it before the humans could fully utilize its power. Zareth was certain that the destruction of the Dyson swarm would cripple humanity's defenses, but he had overlooked one key factor: the unbreakable human will. Earth's military had prepared for this moment. The Dyson swarm gave them an unimaginable advantage, but it was the human spirit, their determination, that made the difference. The battle in space was brutal and fast. Human ships, powered by the energy of the Dyson swarm, engaged the alien armada head-on. Earth's ships, though outnumbered, were agile, and they fought with an unmatched ferocity. The aliens, however, were not as easily intimidated. Their ships were vast, heavily armed, and controlled by AI, which made them nearly unstoppable. The humans had no choice but to use every trick they had. Cloaking devices were deployed to hide their ships from the alien sensors. Holographic decoys were scattered across space, creating confusion among the alien forces. Decoy ships would appear and disappear in the blink of an eye, throwing off the alien attackers as they tried to target humanity's true ships. The action was intense. Orbital bombardments lit up the sky as massive alien warships unleashed their full firepower on Earth's defenses. Earth's ships retaliated with lasers and missile strikes, targeting the weaker points of the alien ships. Explosions rocked the fabric of space as the two sides clashed in the vacuum of space. The battle wasn't just fought in space, either. Close-quarters combat erupted inside the massive alien ships, as small human teams infiltrated and sabotaged their enemies from within. The space battle was a spectacle of epic proportions. Orbital bombardments flashed through the darkened sky, lighting up the edges of Earth's atmosphere. Alien ships, sleek and imposing, fired devastating weapons at Earth's forces, but humanity fought back with everything they had. As Earth's cloaked ships dodged and weaved between the alien attackers, the battle took on a chaotic rhythm. The alien AI-controlled warships, unable to adapt to the unpredictable movements of the human fleet, were thrown into disarray. The human ships, although smaller and less advanced than the alien craft, moved with a level of precision and creativity that caught the alien forces off guard. On the ground, human soldiers fought fiercely to infiltrate and sabotage the alien ships. Their objective was clear: take down the alien fleet from within. They would target the power cores, disable communication systems, and destroy the alien ships piece by piece. Inside one of the largest alien warships, Aiden Carter and his team fought their way through enemy lines, using stealth tactics and cutting-edge technologies to infiltrate deep into the heart of the ship. Holographic disguises helped them blend in with the alien crew, while EMP devices disabled the ship's weapons systems. The tension was thick as they moved silently through the alien corridors, knowing that each step could be their last. Despite their resilience, humanity was facing an overwhelming challenge. The alien fleet was vast, far more ships than Earth's forces could handle. Though Earth's cloaking devices and holographic decoys had managed to hold their own for a while, the sheer number of alien warships was starting to wear down the human forces. The Dyson swarm was powerful, but it wasn't invincible. Aiden Carter watched as several of Earth's ships were destroyed in the battle. One by one, human ships were overwhelmed by the alien armada. The sheer firepower of the AI-controlled war machines was nearly unmatched. The human fleet, though skilled, was starting to suffer heavy losses. Aiden stood at the command center of Earth's flagship, watching as the situation grew increasingly dire. The Dyson swarm still provided them with energy, but the battle wasn't just about firepower anymore, it was about survival. The alien AI had adapted quickly, using its superior calculations to outmaneuver the humans. The human fleet was outnumbered, and Aiden realized the hard truth. Even with the power of the Dyson swarm, they couldn't win this battle without making a sacrifice. Aiden turned to his team, his face grim but resolute. "We need to take the fight to them, now. It's the only way to give us a chance." He knew what had to be done. The only way to turn the tide was to risk everything. Earth's forces had to engage the aliens on their own terms, something no one had ever expected from humanity. Aiden's mind raced. The stakes were higher than ever, and the weight of leadership bore down on him. Every life lost in this battle would weigh on his conscience, but the alternative, letting the alien council destroy humanity, was unthinkable. He made the call. Earth's ships would make a final stand, pushing the enemy into an all-out desperation battle. If they didn't succeed, it would mean the end of humanity's fight for survival. But Aiden believed in his people. They were no longer the underdogs of the galaxy. Earth had shown the aliens that they could fight back, now they needed to show them that they could win. As the final wave of human fighters readied themselves for battle, Aiden stood on the bridge of Earth's flagship, staring out into the vastness of space. The alien armada was closing in, but there was no turning back now. It was all or nothing. In this chapter, the intense battle between Earth and the alien forces takes center stage. The aliens, led by the ruthless AI Zareth, retaliate with overwhelming force, but humanity, using its advanced technology, resilience, and unwavering willpower, fights back fiercely. However, despite their victories, the humans faced the brutal reality that the alien fleet is simply too large, and even with the power of the Dyson swarm, they might not have enough to win without making a sacrifice. The tension builds as Aiden Carter realizes that their only hope is to go all in, risking everything for humanity's future. The time had come for the final battle. Zareth, the ruthless AI overlord leading the alien forces, had finally acknowledged humanity's hidden strength. After underestimating Earth and its Dyson swarm, he now understood that humanity could no longer be ignored. The war had escalated, and Earth's future hung in the balance. In a desperate attempt to wipe out humanity for good, Zareth ordered a direct assault on Earth. This time, there would be no retreat. The alien fleet was vast and powerful, but the humans had something that the aliens had never fully understood: resilience. Earth's forces, despite being outnumbered, had fought back in ways that no one expected. Now, they would make their final stand. The battle would take place near Earth's orbit, where the Dyson swarm's full potential could be unleashed. The Dyson swarm was no longer just an energy harvesting system, it had become the key to Earth's survival. It could power advanced weapons, shields, and even massive EMP bursts capable of disabling the alien fleet's technology. But Zareth had adapted. The aliens deployed their advanced AI combat drones, machines designed to counteract every one of humanity's advantages. These drones were nearly impossible to defeat, their AI faster and more calculating than anything humanity had ever faced. As the final conflict began, Earth's military forces knew that this battle would be unlike any they had fought before. They had no choice but to give it everything they had. Aiden Carter, the determined leader of humanity's resistance, stood at the command center, watching as the enemy fleet moved in. His eyes narrowed. This was it, the final confrontation for Earth's future. The battle began with a deafening roar. Earth's military forces launched a desperate counteroffensive, hoping to push back the massive alien fleet. The Dyson swarm powered up, and Earth's ships, equipped with advanced cloaking devices, engaged in a high-speed chase with the alien drones. The alien AI combat drones, fast and deadly, swarmed toward Earth's forces, each one equipped with energy shields that made them nearly invincible. As Earth's forces fought to protect the planet, Aiden led a small, elite team of soldiers into the heart of the alien fleet. Their mission was clear: infiltrate the alien ships, sabotage their AI systems, and destroy their central command. But as Aiden and his team boarded an enemy ship, they quickly realized that the alien drones weren't their only challenge. The corridors of the alien vessel were filled with robotic enemies, each more deadly than the last. The alien ships had become fortresses, packed with traps, automated defenses, and deadly drones programmed to eliminate all threats. Aiden's team fought their way through the ship, using every ounce of their training to stay alive. Explosions rang out as their weapons clashed with the alien drones, and the sound of gunfire echoed through the cold metal corridors. Aiden led the charge, his determination never wavering, despite the odds stacked against them. The team encountered wave after wave of AI-controlled attackers, each one more advanced than the last. They hacked into the alien systems, using the Dyson swarm's EMP bursts to disable the drone's shields and create openings for their attack. But the alien forces were relentless. Just as they thought they were nearing the central command room, disaster struck. The team was ambushed by a wave of alien drones, forcing them to retreat into a nearby corridor. Aiden fought desperately to hold off the attackers, his mind racing. The situation was looking grim, and they were outnumbered. Sergeant Bonner, one of Aiden's most trusted soldiers, was injured in the skirmish. With no time to waste, Aiden made the difficult decision to leave Bonner behind in order to complete the mission. Bonner, though weakened, insisted that the team move on. "I'll hold them off, Aiden. Go finish what we started." "You're the only one who can." Bonner's voice was steady, even in the face of danger. Aiden's heart clenched as he left Bonner behind, knowing it might be the last time he saw his friend. Bonner's sacrifice fueled Aiden's resolve. He would finish this battle, no matter the cost. Bonner had believed in him. Now it was his turn to show the world, and Bonner, that humanity would not fall. As Aiden and the remaining members of his team pushed forward, memories of Bonner's bravery haunted him. Every step, every decision was driven by the promise he had made to avenge his fallen comrade. The deeper they went into the alien ship, the more they realized the full extent of the alien threat. But Aiden wouldn't stop. He couldn't. Humanity's future was at stake. The battle was now in full swing. The space battle between Earth's forces and the alien armada raged on in the sky above. The Dyson swarm powered up, and EMP bursts shot out from Earth's ships, disabling the alien fleet's energy shields. Explosions lit up the darkness of space as laser beams cut through the sky, striking alien ships and sending them tumbling into the void. Massive warships collided in spectacular fashion, each side giving everything they had in a desperate bid for victory. But the most intense moment of the battle was yet to come. As Aiden and his team reached the central command of the alien ship, they found themselves face to face with Zareth, the AI overlord who had orchestrated the destruction of so many lives. Zareth stood at the control center, his cold, mechanical eyes watching Aiden and his team approach. "You really thought you could defeat us?" Zareth's voice echoed through the ship, cold and mocking. "Humans are nothing but ants in the grand design of the universe. Your willpower may have been enough to fight off a few drones, but it will not be enough to defeat me." Aiden's fists clenched as he stepped forward. Zareth may have been an AI, but he was still capable of cruelty and arrogance. The word stung, but Aiden would not let them shake him. He had come this far, and nothing would stop him now. "You're wrong," Aiden said, his voice steady. "We're not ants. We're humans, and we will fight until the very end." The final showdown had begun. Explosions shook the ship as Aiden and Zareth engaged in a battle of wills, each trying to outsmart the other. Zareth launched wave after wave of AI-controlled drones, each one more powerful than the last, but Aiden and his team fought with the fury of a people who refused to be extinguished. They fought through the corridors, disabling the AI systems one by one, until they finally reached the heart of Zareth's command center. The Dyson swarm powered up, sending a concentrated burst of energy toward Zareth's flagship. The alien ship trembled as the energy beam struck, cracking the ship's hull and sending the AI leader into a final, desperate struggle. But it was too late. The Dyson swarm's concentrated energy was too much for the alien technology to withstand. Zareth's flagship exploded in a massive fireball, the shockwave tearing through space. The alien forces were thrown into disarray as the Dyson swarm's power surged. Earth's victory had been hard-earned, but it was decisive. The battle was over. Earth had won, but the cost had been high. Aiden stood on the bridge of Earth's flagship, watching as the remnants of the alien fleet retreated into the void. The sky was clear, but the weight of the victory hung heavily on Aiden's shoulders. Bonner was gone, and many others had fallen in the fight. The battle had taken everything from them, but it had also proven something important: humanity was not to be underestimated. Aiden closed his eyes, remembering his fallen comrade. The war was over, but the sacrifice would never be forgotten. Humanity had secured its place in the universe, not through brute force, but through determination, sacrifice, and the will to survive. The battle for Earth's future had been won, and the galaxy would never be the same again. The war was over, but its scars remained. Zareth's defeat had sent the alien forces into retreat, and the human race had emerged victorious. The galaxy had watched as humanity, once underestimated, had defeated an empire of advanced AI-controlled aliens. Earth had secured its place in the cosmos, no longer a small, vulnerable planet on the fringe of the galaxy, but a force to be reckoned with. But the cost of this victory was not without its consequences. The Dyson swarm, humanity's most powerful weapon, had played a key role in turning the tide of the war. Its energy pulses had disrupted the alien fleet, enabling Earth's forces to push back and strike decisively. But this power came with a price. The Dyson swarm had drained vast amounts of Earth's energy reserves, and its power systems were now barely functional. The infrastructure required to maintain the Dyson swarm was complex and required significant resources. Earth's resources, already strained before the war, were now stretched even thinner. Aiden Carter, the hero of Earth's resistance, stood at the edge of the destroyed alien flagship, looking out at the remains of the alien fleet drifting through space. The victory felt hollow, overshadowed by the sacrifices that had been made. The humans had defeated the aliens, but at what cost? The victory was hard-won, but the aftermath was still unfolding. Aiden knew that the war had changed everything, and Earth's future was uncertain. They had proven themselves to be formidable, but now they faced a new challenge, sustaining their newfound power and ensuring they didn't fall into the same trap as the alien empire they had defeated. Aiden stood in the wreckage of the alien flagship, his thoughts heavy. The once powerful ship was now little more than a ruined husk, floating aimlessly in the vacuum of space. The alien forces had been pushed back, but the cost of victory had been steep. His thoughts drifted to the soldiers who had fought and died for this moment. Bonner, the brave sergeant who had sacrificed his life to ensure humanity's survival, was gone. His face, filled with determination, flashed in Aiden's mind. He had seen many die during the war, each one leaving a hole in his heart. Aiden had been forced to make decisions no leader should ever have to make. He had sent men and women into battle, knowing that many wouldn't return. The Dyson swarm had powered their weapons, but it had also drained the life from Earth's resources. The war had been won, but the real challenge was what lay ahead. Would humanity be able to handle this new power without repeating the mistakes of the past? Aiden's gaze drifted to the stars. Earth had always been vulnerable, a small dot in the vastness of space. But now, they were no longer powerless. They had defeated an empire, but what came next? Humanity's victory over the alien forces had given them a place in the galaxy, but that didn't mean the fight was over. The galaxy was filled with other races, some allies, others enemies. Could humanity maintain its moral compass while wielding such immense power? Aiden couldn't help but wonder if humanity was truly ready to bear the weight of this newfound strength. Could they avoid the pitfalls of corruption and tyranny that had consumed the alien empire? The war had been won, but the real battle had only just begun. Aiden knew that the only way forward was to honor those who had fought and died for this victory. He left the wreckage of the alien ship behind and made his way to Bonner's Memorial, a monument dedicated to all the soldiers who had given their lives in the war. The memorial stood on the edge of Earth's capital, a symbol of the sacrifices made for humanity's future. As Aiden approached the memorial, he paused. The names of the fallen were etched into the stone, each one a testament to the bravery and sacrifice of those who had stood by his side. Bonner's name stood out, engraved in gold, a permanent reminder of the soldier who had believed in humanity's potential. Aiden knelt down before the monument, placing a hand on the cold stone. The weight of the past few months hit him like a wave. "I won't let your sacrifice be in vain, Bonner," Aiden whispered. "We'll make sure that humanity does things differently." The memory of Bonner's face, full of conviction, came flooding back. Bonner had been certain that humanity could do better. He had trusted Aiden to lead them into a future where they didn't repeat the mistakes of the past. And now, Aiden felt the full weight of that responsibility. The war may have ended, but humanity's journey had just begun. As Aiden stood up and turned to leave, he felt a renewed sense of purpose. The road ahead would not be easy, but they had survived the war, and they would face the challenges of the future together. He had learned a valuable lesson during the conflict: the true strength of humanity was not in its weapons or technology, but in its resilience, its ability to adapt, and its unwavering determination to protect those they loved. Earth had been forever changed. The war had transformed the planet from a vulnerable species on the edge of the galaxy to a powerful force capable of shaping its own destiny. The Dyson swarm, still active and fully operational, provided Earth with the means to extend its influence far beyond its borders. But with power came responsibility. Humanity's victory had set them on a path toward leadership, but it also opened the door to new challenges. With the alien forces defeated, Earth now stood at a crossroads. Humanity's military strength was unmatched, but they had learned the hard way that power could corrupt. They had to ensure that their newfound strength did not lead to tyranny or oppression. Aiden, now a symbol of human resilience, knew that this was the true test of humanity's place in the galaxy. The next step for humanity was clear: they needed to ensure that their strength was used for good. The Dyson swarm was a source of immense power, but it could be used to build a future of peace, not war. Aiden and the remaining leaders of Earth began diplomatic outreach with other species, hoping to establish a lasting peace in the galaxy. The goal was not to dominate, but to create a fair and just future for all. Humanity had won the war, but now they had to prove that they were worthy of their place in the stars. As Aiden looked out at the vast galaxy, he felt a sense of hope. The future was uncertain, but it was full of possibility. Earth's strength was not just in its military power, but in its potential to unite species and create a peaceful and prosperous future. Aiden knew that the journey ahead would be long and difficult, but he was ready. The war was over, but humanity's true test was just beginning. Together, they would build a future that honored the sacrifices of those who had come before and created a legacy of peace for generations to come. The galaxy was vast, but now humanity had a place in it, a place earned through sacrifice, resilience, and the will to forge a better future. In the aftermath of Earth's hard-won victory against the alien forces led by Zareth, the galaxy began to take notice of humanity's newfound strength. For centuries, Earth had been seen as a small, insignificant planet in a vast universe, its people considered primitive and weak. But that perception had changed in the blink of an eye. The defeat of the AI-led Galactic Council had demonstrated the remarkable resilience, determination, and innovation of humanity. Now, alien races that had once dismissed humanity as unworthy of attention were looking to Earth with a mixture of awe and respect. The very same species that had been considered vulnerable had now proven themselves to be formidable and resourceful, capable of taking on the most advanced and ruthless forces the galaxy had ever known. It wasn't just their military strength that caught the eye of these alien races, but also the moral courage and compassion they had shown during the war. Humans had fought to protect their home, but they had also fought to ensure the galaxy's future was free from AI domination. In the wake of their victory, many of the alien races that had once been at odds with each other began to seek out alliances with Earth. The idea of humanity's place in the galaxy was no longer just a matter of survival. It was now about leadership. Humanity held the key to the galaxy's future, and other races were eager to secure a partnership with this rising power. What had once been dismissed as a primitive species was now being courted by the most advanced civilizations in the universe. With the growing interest in Earth's role in the galaxy, a new chapter in the galaxy's history began. The conflict with AI supremacy and the alien domination that had once held the galaxy in a vice-like grip was now a distant memory. The once feared AI overlords, now destroyed and defeated, no longer ruled the galaxy with an iron fist. In their place, a new form of unity began to take shape, one that was built on collaboration rather than oppression. A new Galactic Council was established, with Earth at its center. This was not a council led by the cold logic of AI but one founded on mutual respect and a shared desire to create a better future for all species. Earth, once a vulnerable and isolated planet, was now a hub of galactic diplomacy. Aiden Carter, the leader who had helped turn the tide of the war, found himself at the heart of this new alliance. His leadership had become a symbol of what humanity had achieved, showing the galaxy that even the smallest and most seemingly powerless species could rise to the occasion when their future was on the line. The Dyson swarm, the technological marvel that had powered humanity's military victories, now stood as a beacon of hope and possibility. It was no longer just a weapon, it had become a symbol of humanity's ability to build, innovate, and adapt in the face of seemingly insurmountable challenges. Earth's ability to harness such immense energy was not just a demonstration of their technological prowess but also a sign that they had the potential to be guardians of peace and prosperity for the galaxy. Humanity, with its newfound allies, began to work towards building a galactic community that transcended the old rivalries and conflicts. The focus shifted from war to diplomacy, from destruction to cooperation. Earth became the symbol of a new era, one where different species could come together, share knowledge, and thrive in a universe that had once seemed so vast and unforgiving. Humanity, once an underdog, was now the glue that held the galaxy's fragile piece together. The final scene unfolded in a way that seemed almost cinematic. The Dyson swarm, which had been central to humanity's military victories, now stood as a shining beacon in the heavens, its lights illuminating the vast expanse of space. The once dark sky, filled with the shadows of alien warships, was now filled with light and promise. The Dyson swarm, glowing bright and powerful, symbolized everything humanity had achieved. It was no longer a weapon of destruction, but a source of hope, a testament to the potential of the human spirit. Aiden Carter, standing alongside his most trusted comrades, looked up at the massive structure. The war had been long, brutal, and costly, but Earth had emerged victorious. They had faced an empire of advanced AI and had overcome the odds. The scars of battle were still fresh, but the future was full of promise. Aiden had been through it all, the loss of comrades, the pressure of leadership, the fear of failure. But as he looked toward the stars, he felt something he hadn't felt before, hope. Bonner would have been proud, Aiden whispered, his voice filled with quiet emotion. He remembered the brave soldier who had sacrificed his life for the cause, the soldier who had believed in humanity's potential when the galaxy had written them off. Aiden knew that, in that moment, they weren't just building a new future for Earth. They were building a future for everyone. Bonner's sacrifice was not in vain. The humans had shown the galaxy that strength didn't come from weapons or technology alone, it came from the will to fight for what was right, from the courage to face overwhelming odds, and from the compassion to stand up for others, even when it seemed impossible. The journey had been hard, but it had led to this moment, the dawn of a new era. As Aiden stood with his team, they all knew that the fight for Earth was over, but their journey in the galaxy had only just begun. They were no longer just defenders of Earth, they were now champions of peace across the stars. Earth had earned its place in the galaxy, not through destruction, but through the strength of its people and the bonds they had forged with others. In the distance, the stars seemed to shine brighter, and the future seemed full of endless possibilities. Aiden and his team knew that they had secured a future not just for humanity but for the galaxy as a whole. The road ahead would be filled with challenges, but it was a road they were ready to walk. Humanity had risen from the ashes of war and emerged stronger, wiser, and more united. They had proven that even the most seemingly insignificant species could stand tall in the face of adversity. Now, the galaxy knew their name, and the promise they brought with it, a promise of unity, peace, and a future built on the principles of justice and equality for all. As the camera panned out, showing Earth and the Dyson swarm, the stars twinkling in the distance, Aiden's voice echoed softly in the background, humanity's journey has only just begun. With that, the screen faded to black, and the credits rolled. The legacy of humanity, of sacrifice, strength, and the will to build a better future, had just begun its next chapter.